17 se to hnutí rozšířilo, prohloubilo a stalo se více radikální.
In the first place, at the level of the factories in the capital city, the Bolshevik Party had a majority of the factory committees from April or May of the 1970s.
Tak na úrovni továren měli bolševici většinu v závodních výborech organizací na továrnách.
And a mass demonstration in Petrograd, June 1970, called by the Soviet. Almost the entire demonstration showed its support for Lenin and the Bolsheviks in terms of placards and so on.
Tak a na sjezdu na sjezdu, který vyzval sjezd, tak získali bolševici většinu.
And so far from the revolution being a coup organised by Lenin and a few people, the truth was that spontaneously men of the workers and soldiers in Petrograd already wanted to take power in July 1970. They already wanted to sweep aside the provisional government that was continuing to support the war.
Že už v červenci vlastně většina vojáků dělníků chtěli převzít moc.
And it was necessary at that point for Lenin, Trotsky and other Bolshevik leaders to actually hold back the workers because they thought the rest of Russia was not yet ready for this.
A právě to bylo klíčové, aby Lenin a Trotsky snažili pozdržet tohleto nadšení, protože zbytek Ruska nebyl připravený na to.
And they believed that if they had allowed the workers of Petrograd to go ahead and take power, which they probably could have done,
a kdyby oni si mysleli, že kdyby dopustili to, aby se dělníci Petrohradu chopili moci,
then the fate that they would have met would have been the same as that of the Paris Commune in 1871.
By se teda pravděpodobně stalo, a tak by osud byl stejný jako pařížský komuny v roce 1871.
That is, they would have been crushed and slaughtered by counter-revolution.
A to znamená, že by byli poraženi a zmasakrováni na revoluci.
Only when the Bolshevik Party had achieved a clear majority in the Soviets, not only in Petrograd, but across Russia in September 1917.
Jenom tím, že bolševici získali většinu v Sovětech, a nejen teda v Petrohradě, ale po celé zemi v září 1917.
Did Lenin and the Bolsheviks embark on a course of insurrection?
Tak se vydali bolševici na cestu povstání.
Now, sometimes the way the revolution actually occurred on October 24th, 25th, 1917, or November the 7th, using the old calendar, the way the revolution occurred on those days can sometimes mislead people.
To je ta revoluce zrodila, třeba to světla v těch revolučních dnech, tak občas mateli.
This is because there was relatively little violence, not much fighting, not much bloodshed.
Protože nebylo moc bojů, žádný krve prolití, střety.
So it seems as if it was a small coup undertaken by a tiny conspiracy.
Takže to vypadá jako, že se to stalo díky tomu konspiraci.
But I think this is to misunderstand it completely.
Ale to já si myslím, že to je naprosto nepochopení.
I belong in Britain, as I said earlier, to the Socialist Workers' Party. We are an organisation of about 6,000 people.
A tak já patřím, jak už jsem říkal na začátku, k organizaci lidí, která má 6 000 lidí.
Now I ask myself, what would happen if we tried to stage a coup?
Jak jsem se ptal sám sebe, co by se stalo, kdyby jsme se rozhodli pro přehrad?
How many of you know London? But I suppose we would have to get together secretly, march on Downing Street, Prime Minister's offices.
Většina z nás zná Londýn, tak tajně se šli a obchodovali na Downing Street.
A few hundred occupied that, maybe. We took them by surprise. Then another few thousand could go down the road to the Houses of Parliament. I don't think the MPs would put up much resistance. They'd probably be on holiday. And then maybe some others could go down the road the other way to Buckingham Palace, you know, our Winter Palace. Storming. Right, very good. So we, the Socialist Workers' Party with our 6,000 people, would have taken power. What is wrong with this scheme? We all know that the next day, although we did not the next day, it would take that long, within hours, the police, the army would move in, and we would all end up like Jean-Charles de Menezes on the London Underground, if people know that. You know, we would be shot. We would be arrested, we'd killed, moved out, and it would be hopeless. Otherwise, it would be a very good idea, but we know it didn't happen. So why didn't it happen in Petrograd or Moscow in 1917? If it was just a small coup by Lenin, why didn't it happen? The answer is simple. Why didn't it? Because in the months and weeks leading up to the October Revolution, virtually every soldier and sailor in St. Petersburg and the surrounding areas had come over to the side of the Bolsheviks and the revolution of the Soviet.
To proto, že měsíce a týdny předtím, když se to stalo, tak skoro téměř každý voják nebo námořník přešel na stranu bolševiků.
The police, in the old sense, had completely ceased to exist.
Policie téměř vlastně přestala existovat.
And when the Bolshevik Red Guards, under the direction of the Military Revolutionary Committee of the Soviet, the Bolshevik Red Guard, the Red Guards under the direction of the Military Revolutionary Committee of the Soviet. Stormed the Winter Palace and arrested the government. There was nobody there to defend them. There were no, or almost no, forces to defend them, either socially or militarily or politically. So very far from being a sign that it was a small coup, it demonstrates the way in which that revolution was the expression of the authentic will of the mass of the Russian workers, soldiers and sailors. I think also further conclusive proof of the genuinely mass and democratic character of the revolution is provided by what happened in the civil war that followed. As soon as the First World War came to an end, virtually all the capitalist powers in the world set about trying to crush the Russian Revolution. In alliance with the various White Guard